You stand at the edge of a sea you didn't plan to cross. Bills piling up like waves, a relationship that looks like a storm, a diagnosis that feels like a cliff, or a dream that's been stranded on the shore of one day. Your heart tightens. You want to act, you want to fight, but every step forward pulls you deeper into panic. In the middle of that moment, there's a simple line: "The Lord will fight for you, you need only to be still." Exodus 14:14. That sentence isn't a retreat. It's a strategic repositioning. Think of it as the pause before a launch. The stillness isn't passivity, it's a posture. It's the space where perspective returns and strength is conserved. This script is an invitation to understand that posture, how to claim it. Why that verse matters now. Exodus 14:14 lands at a dramatic moment. The Israelites are trapped between Pharaoh's army and the Red Sea. Panic could have been contagious. Instead, Moses tells them to stand firm. That command is counterintuitive. When danger is near, instinct screams run, fight back, or surrender. But there's another wisdom here. Sometimes the right move is to stop doing the frantic, to stop forcing solutions that aren't ready, and to let God create the way. This doesn't mean you never take action. It means you don't act as your only option. It means you align your action with a larger power and strategy, one that often operates beyond what you can see. The story that follows is not about magic. It's about trust, clarity, and timing. Unpacking "The Lord will fight for you." There are 3 layers to this promise that are worth seeing clearly. 1. Recognition. Acknowledge who is in charge. When you say, "Lord, fight my battles," you're admitting you can't control everything. That admission is not weakness, it's realism. You can't carry the sea on your shoulders. Saying this prayer lightens the load because it redistributes responsibility. 2. Surrender. Letting go of the illusion that you must force the outcome. Surrender isn't giving up. It's stepping out of frantic trying and into focused obedience, acting where you can and releasing where you can't. It's not resignation, it's choosing to stop using energy on what you don't control. 3. Presence. You're still called to be present. Moses didn't tell the Israelites to hide. He told them to stand up, take a position, and watch God move. Your presence matters. It declares faith. It keeps your eyes open for the doors God opens. Practical signs you're trying to fight in your own strength. Before we move into practices, it's helpful to notice when you're defaulting to self-reliance. Exhaustion disguised as productivity. You keep doing things to feel safer, but they never change the outcome. Repetitive problem-solving loops. Trying the same fixes over and over, hoping for new results. Control anxiety. Insisting on micromanaging people or circumstances because you can't tolerate uncertainty. Isolation. Pushing others away because you think you must be the one. If any of these hit home, that's okay. Awareness is the first step. The verse doesn't shame you, it offers an alternative. How to actually pray. "Lord, fight my battles." A practical rhythm, saying the words, is one thing. Building a rhythm around them is another. Here are 5 steps to bring the promise into everyday life. 1. Name the battle clearly. Describe the issue in 1 or 2 sentences. You'd be surprised how often fear grows when the enemy is vague. "My marriage is crumbling" is sharper than "things are bad." Clear naming helps you see what needs prayer, action, or both. 2. Offer it specifically. Speak to God directly. "Lord, I give you this," the fear, the person, the loan, the decision. Specificity is trust in detail. It says, "I believe you care about this particular thing," not just the general version. 3. Let go of the how after you hand it over. Resist the urge to prescribe the method. You can request wisdom for decisions, but don't sketch the exact path. God often works through unexpected routes. When you script the how, you limit divine creativity. 4. Act in your lane. You do what you're able. Pay the bill you can pay. Say the hard conversation you can say. Show up where you can show up. This is the faithful portion of the promise. Your efforts are not obsolete. They partner with God's intervention. 5. Practice sacred waiting. Waiting isn't empty. It can be a focused, expectant posture. Set a time to pray, and then proceed with daily life, checking back in with God rather than obsessing. Use prayers like, "Lord, I trust you to fight this. Show me where to act and give me peace in the waiting." Real-life examples that bring it to life. Example 1. The overwhelmed single parent. She was balancing 2 jobs and bedtime stories on 3 hours of sleep. Worry about rent was an all-night companion. After praying, she stopped the midnight panics and started naming the bills. She wrote 1 letter asking for a payment plan, prayed for wisdom for every call, and accepted help when it came. Doors she'd never expected opened. A job lead from a neighbor, a grant from a small church program. The battle wasn't won by grit alone, it was won by asking and letting God work through human hands. Example 2. The stalled career. He'd hammered at the same door for years. Every rejection felt like a personal failure. He prayed, "Lord, fight this for me," and for the first time, stopped hitting the same lock. He invested in learning new skills, asked mentors for feedback, and applied for roles he previously thought beneath him. The fight shifted from pounding to pivoting. An unexpected role that matched his gifts came from a network connection, a connection that only formed when he was still enough to build a relationship. Example 3. The fractured friendship. Two friends had a rift and years of silence. Both had been trying to fix things through second-guessing and texts that never said the whole thing. One finally prayed for God to fight for reconciliation, and then wrote a single honest letter asking for a face-to-face. The result wasn't instant reconciliation, but it started a conversation that allowed healing to begin. Fighting didn't mean controlling the other person, it meant surrendering the outcome and showing up humbly. Obstacles you'll likely face. Impatience. We live in a fast food world. Waiting feels like losing. Counter this by setting small checkpoints, weekly prayers, monthly reviews to assess movement instead of demanding immediate miracles. Misunderstanding of passivity. People might misinterpret your stillness as laziness. Explain your actions simply. I'm praying and watching. I'm not ignoring this. Fear of vulnerability. Trusting God sometimes requires vulnerability with others. Invite one trusted person into your journey for accountability and support. Tools to help you stay center. A battle list. Write down the things you've given to God. This clears mental clutter. Breath prayers. Short phrases like, "Lord, fight for me" on the inhale, "I rest in you" on the exhale. A gratitude log. Recording small evidences of God's movement helps sustain faith when the big win is delayed. Kind community. Share one battle with someone you trust. Prayer works through people too. A caution about timing and sovereignty, saying, "Lord, fight my battles" doesn't produce an automatic timetable. God's answer can be immediate, gradual, or redirected into something better. Sovereignty means he sees more than you do. The promise is not about controlling outcomes, but trusting the outcome will be handled with wisdom greater than your own. That trust produces a peace that shapes your actions and words. How this posture changes your character. When you regularly choose to let God fight, something subtle happens. You become less reactive and more reflective. Your decisions start to have a long-term view. Your courage deepens because it's not self-made courage, but courage layered with trust. You also become a calmer presence to others, someone who brings stability rather than more anxiety into storms. Quick script for a short on-camera moment. Use this as a transition or micro video. Look into the lens and say, "When your back is against the wall, remember, victory belongs to the Lord. Name the battle. Hand it over. Do the next right thing. Then be still. Watch him move. Pause. Let that land. Smile gently. Cut." Final encouragements. This isn't a one-time trick. Letting God fight your battles is a lifestyle rhythm. It doesn't remove the reality of difficulty, but it relocates the source of victory. Instead of trying to be both the warrior and the general, you step into the role you were meant for, a dependent, brave, faithful follower. So the next time the waves rise, take a breath, speak the truth. "Lord, fight my battles, for victory belongs to you." Stand firm, be ready to act where you're called, be willing to wait where you must, and keep watching. Sometimes the sea parts in ways you never thought possible. Soft ambient music swells and fades. Call to reflection. Ask yourself, what battle am I currently trying to fight alone? What would it look like to hand it to God today? Take a minute now, breathe in, name it and say, "Lord, fight this for me." Then write down one small step you'll take this week, and one way you'll wait expectantly. End with a brief, peaceful tone.